So of all the issues we have in the world, and we do have so many, if I may be sincere for a moment, I think that we have one major issue that all our other issues stem from, and that issue is wealth inequality. I think the gap between rich and poor is insane. It seems to be getting worse. And I think all of our problems come from that. And I think the only way we can truly start to deal with that is I believe we need to tax the rich. And it's something I'm very passionate about. I've been on lots of marches with my friends about it, and then a couple of years ago, I got a job, and it was the first time in my life I've been sort of fairly well paid, and I found myself on one of these marches with my friends, and I was like, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax. Maybe deal with them on an individual case-by-case basis, like, let's hear them out. Some of them probably got good hearts. Hearts of gold, if you will. So I'll tell you the truth, right? So I was involved in Ted Lasso, right? And thank you very much. And I will be forever grateful for it. It truly changed my life. I had been working for years and years before that. Turns out it makes quite a big difference when people actually watch the thing. Previous to Ted Lasso, I'd just sort of been making stuff and kind of kicking it down a well. Like, see you later, my 20s, absolute waste of time. So I did Ted Lasso, and it changed my life. And I feel very privileged, and people often come up to me and they say, like, what's next? What have you got going on next? And since you've been very generous to me, actually, I will share with you an exclusive, but you can't tell anyone, because the special won't come out for a while. Like, I've been in LA, I've been pitching the show, I'm really excited, but I haven't sold it yet. Like, I'm close. Anyway, I'll tell you. So the next show that I want to make is a show called MDMA Fighting. And what it is, you take two highly skilled MMA fighters, you dose them up with MDMA, 30 minutes before a match, then half hour later, you stick them in a cage together and you go, go! And they walk towards each other like... You are so big. Your skin is so tight. And the referee's like, come on, and he pushes them together, but they just start nuzzling each other's necks and squeezing each other's head. And he's like, break it up, and they're like, leave us alone. And they're just cuddling and cuddling and cuddling. They won't let go of each other, and they're cuddling and cuddling, cuddling, and they end up down on the ground, they're cuddling. And then they lie there arm in arm, and then they look up. And one of them goes, ah, it's a cage. And the other one goes, when you think about it, is it all a cage? Thank you. Thank you very much, yeah. The pictures are going well, you know. Mark Cuban is a yes, so we'll see. I just very casually said the C word. Now, when I arrived at the airport, I was told I might be deported if I did that, because apparently Americans think that is a bad word. May we be big and brave and talk about this? What the fuck is wrong with you cunts? Cunt is my favourite part on a human being. Why aren't you celebrating it? In England, we use that word for everything. Like, yes, I can make it sound nasty, like, who's this cunt? But, like, if I see my best friend, I'm like, cunt! Because I love him. You know what I mean? And there's so much nuance to it. You can use it in so many circumstances. It's like snowflakes to Inuits. It's like Imagine you've been on a night out with the girls and you come home and your husband's finally emptied the dishwasher and he leaves you a note saying, "You're welcome," and you're like, "You little cunt." Or like when you finally meet your wife's friend Sven, who she's been playing all that tennis with, but she promised you he was gay, but when you finally meet him, you're like, "This cunt." I hope it's now becoming clear why I've actually been doing this tour. I am trying to bring cunt to America. Yeah, it's actually important work. I did want to call this show The Cunt Mission, but I was heavily advised against it by everyone I know. It's a bit like the phrase, the state of it. I don't know if you have that here. My dad... you won't mind me saying this. We're filming it. He'll be proud. My dad is a massive pervert. And if you ever meet my dad and you're out with him, he will just point out attractive women all night. And he'll go, "Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Look at the state of it." And 9 months later, I was born. Three notes, just 3 notes. My mum is really hot. I have a hot mum. I have a hot, sexy, curvy, gorgeous mama. Tell us why you're in therapy, Brett. I have a hot, sexy, curvy, gorgeous mama. And listen, do not be creeped out by me saying this. These are not my words. These are the words of every single person who has ever met my mum. What happens is people meet my mum, then they come to me and they go, "Oh my God, I just met your mum. She's so hot." And to this day, I do not know what I am meant to say in response. Am I meant to go, "Yeah, fucking right she is. I've seen her naked, mate. She might have stopped working, but those titties haven't. High five, high five, high five. I've been inside her." Do you know what I mean? Oh, no. Oh, what a shame. I'm so sorry. We were having such a classy evening. What a shame. It honestly happens to me so much that when people say it to me whose mum is not hot, I'm like, am I meant to go, "And your mother has a cracking personality"? You're a good crowd, New Jersey. You're a good crowd, and you seem... I'm also vaguely distracted by a child in the front row. Are you a child? Are you a human child? How old is this child? You're 12? Okay. Well, you're going to learn so much. And I'm happy to see you. And when you talk to your therapist about this one day, just remember I meant well. Thank you, Romeo. But you do seem intelligent, and you do seem like you can handle the serious stuff. I mean, I guess that's why you come to comedy, isn't it? We can talk about the serious stuff, fuck it. Just a warning, this next thing I'm going to say is the most controversial thing I'm going to say tonight. So just strap in, like, we'll get through this bit and then it's easy from here on out, all right? But look, I'm going to say this because I do actually think it's important to speak your truth. And I don't want to pretend I'm something I'm not anymore. So I'm just going to say it, then it's been said, okay? I love musicals, all right? I love musicals. I'm not going to pretend I don't anymore. I do actually love musicals. I love musicals, but I hate plays. Plays are boring, and you all know it. Once you've enjoyed a musical, very difficult to get back to a play. Once you've experienced the majesty of defying gravity, very difficult to get anything out of to be or not to be. You're talking, plays are boring. Plays are boring, and anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you and themselves. Chekhov can fuck off. And Shakespeare? Why are we still talking about this cunt? I went to see Romeo and Juliet. It is an exact rip-off of West Side Story. You think I'm not going to notice because you took the clicking out, William? Come on. And if Shakespeare is such a genius writer, let's talk about the plotting of Romeo and Juliet. First 2 acts, fine. Star-crossed lovers, fine. Then what happens is Juliet says, I want to marry Romeo. Her dad says no, and he locks her in a bedroom with a priest and a nurse. Okay. She says, what will I do? The priest says, I've got an idea. Never a good sign when a priest says to a child, I have an idea. He says, I got this poison. I haven't really tried it, but I'm pretty sure if you take it, you'll be dead for 48 hours. They'll have a funeral, they'll mourn you, they'll leave you in a crypt, and then in 2 days, Romeo can come along, you'll wake up, and you two can run off. If Shakespeare is such a good writer, the next line should be Juliet saying, does anyone have any other ideas? That sounds fucking mental. No, Juliet, it's always the most obvious thing. It's got to be the 48-hour poison thing. Can we not just sneak out the back? No, sorry, it's got to be the old 48-hour poison. What, you're saying they'll have a funeral? Yeah, what if they cremate me? You're overthinking it, Juliet. I went to see Hamlet or Macbeth, couldn't tell you which. I went to see Hamlet or Macbeth, couldn't tell you which, they're both gibberish, right? This is how low people's bar was for entertainment. In the middle of Hamlet or Macbeth, doesn't matter which. In the middle of Hamlet or Macbeth, one of the characters says this, well, yes, as the hare, the lion, and people laughed. I was fucking fuming. I was stalking the aisles like, are you fucking kidding me? This is seriously doing it for you? I said, take yourself to an open mic comedy night, listen to someone ask where the Peruvians are at, it'll blow the brains out of your head. And look, I am well aware that one day I will do a play and this clip will be used against me. But let me be very clear, I never said it isn't fun to do a play, it's really fun to do a play, it's just boring to watch them. Please come see my play. I hate plays, but I love musicals. Because a musical is like a play where stuff happens. As much as I love a musical, and I do love a musical, I could never be in a musical. And it's not because I can't sing or dance, I can't. It's more because, as much as I love a musical, I could never do